So all I have really is a little drum rack, and I've got a little synth that I found off of this free VSD called Tyrell, and I wrote like a little hook line. I'm not positive I'm gonna use it, but I was trying to find some patches, doing like the legwork ahead of time, so that I'm not like clicking and scrolling through a shit ton of different presets. I can just come in and I've got something kind of catchy. So that's what I got. So there's the main idea first, and then this was like I was playing around with this on my Ableton Push, and I would accidentally hit the wrong notes because my muscle memory isn't crazy on the push, and I kind of left them in there after they were all quantized. It was like especially with like the really small velocity like this, it sounded really nice, like being in there, and I just like kind of touched up the timing so it was like weirdly off and interesting. Cool. So anyways, let's get started. And then I got a drum rack. Just did some sample digging. Let's unsolo that thing. That has absolutely no top end, so I need to just give it a quick layer. We'll rename you kick. I've got an idea for a type of drop that we're going to do. I've also got some vocal samples in here. I've decided ahead of time on the key G minor to make things easier for me to think of, like not have to worry about it musically. And so I've found some like vocals that are like,
yeah, you know I really want you, you know I really need your love.
and I don't want to use the very end of that because I need your love. There's another vocal from this pack that I use in another track that is not out yet. So I want to make sure I don't use need your love because it's that. But then there's also this.
I thought I was the only one.
And for that one in particular, let's actually go ahead and get this one in a different channel because this guy's going to have this overdrive in here, and I'm going to try and make some vocal chops. So if I do like this, on this new one. And so this one was an F, and to get to I transposed it to be like in a key that I kind of close to what I'm aiming for. And if I play it over this note, yeah, so that's already in there. I'm not going to use the vocal as that is. Yeah, that's the same thing. And then I found this other little vocal thing from a different pack that's like this. And then I might just need to find like a pre-drop, but we can do that. I've got this little horn stab that was really interesting to me. And then I can like, chop that up into a few different things. So let's start with finding a little top kick, really easy to put on top of our kick drum, just so we have a little bit of punch. I'm going to go into my good old Vengeance Pop Essentials, which no one uses. Yeah, let's do that one. And just high pass it. And let me put some kicks down. Okay, cool. So and then let's see if we can just go into kick 2 and add a little bit more of that. There's this. I actually like that. And then we just need to shorten this one up, I think, just to get a nice little kick. I mean, I can play with the kick forever. The point is that I'm not gonna let it interfere with my like flow. So I'm gonna just assume that I'm gonna make it better later. And that was a clap. Yeah, this is the one that I wanted to use. It's kind of like, it's not like super bright. It's not super snappy. Offbeat hats. And let's take this one. I want to make this one in classic mode and have a little bit of release on it so that I can just very slightly the difference on the endpoints of these. Did I edit the wrong one? This guy. Classic mode. Make that. I guess that's not really doing much, but let's just keep it for consistency. Boop, boop, duplicate, 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 duplicate. Okay, cool. So I'm going to keep this really simple for now, just so that I can have, like, you know, a basis to work on. That's it. Song's done. Okay. You just tried to figure it out. Yep, sorry, we're just going to send it. Who pinned the comment? Yeah, I know that it's raspy. Okay, so the idea that I had in my head, and something that I really want to reinforce in this, is that I'm having a plan kind of coming into here. Being that I'm like trying to keep my flow going, I wanted to do some like pre-writing, so I spent the day and yesterday thinking of an idea, so I'm not just like scrambling around. So this is gonna have one primary bass, and then we'll have one secondary bass that will be for like stabs, wubs, and like you know, intermittent filler basses. But I do want to start on this stab, which I need to make sure it's like in key. So I'm playing A minor, and I'm on. Let me see if I have this. Let's just add like a grand piano or something, or analog. So I could play it out on a keyboard, but I've got a thing here which is like Ableton Push 2, and it's got these keys, and it's all automatically going to be in key. So I just need to make sure that this knows that I'm going to be in, what did we say, G minor? Yeah, G minor, which it already is. Cool. So I need to make sure that this is in that key. So it is definitely not in key. So let's. So that is one note that's in it. That is a B. So what happens if I transpose that 1, 2, 3, 4 down to A? The one note that I hear is now a G, which is my root. So let's see if we can get this in key. It just seems like a. It seems like a. It doesn't really seem like there's much of a chord going on. So maybe we can just try. We've just got a little bit more harmonics in it. So we're going to have a little horn stab here. I'm going to save this horn stab as a whole here, and then we'll just make this one a little short one. And it's not going to be 2 beats. It's going to be like hit, fill, and then a kind of falling type bass. That's what I had in my head. But let's try and make this sound a little bit usable by just dragging it in. Boo, and it's gonna be like going downwards. So let's get a MIDI bus, and I'm not organized at all. I'm just gonna group you. Control G. So if it is farther away from me, it doesn't static as much. Also try moving phone away from mic and speaker. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay. Let me know if this does it, Alex. It's going to be a continuous work in progress with this mic. Because, yeah, the phone was really close to the mic and speaker. So let's open up good old phase plant. And normally I wouldn't go right off the bat making something. But for you know, when I'm trying to follow the inspiration where it is. But I think here it's appropriate, and we're going to do like a wavetable, and we're going to just make another analog that's going to be in there. It's going to be pretty straightforward. So the idea of this is just going to be like, what are you? It's going to be like a lower note and then a higher harmonic above it that's probably going to be playing a fifth. So the root note is down. It's going down an octave, so 12 semitones down for the root, which is a saw currently. We might switch it out. And then the upper harmonic is a plus 7 semitones, so it's 1 octave plus a fifth higher. So that is actually really close to what I want. As is. I mean, it's got to get like really chunky. That is not the note that I wanted to play here. Yeah, so it's just going to hold the root note of a G. And I think it's going to pitch bend down. Boom, boom. Weird fills. Boom, boom. And it's going to be like chunking along, nice and sustained. And we'll have some like solid like syncopated hats or percussion to like make it not feel like so static. But this bass line is going to be really simple, but we'll go crazy on sound design. One, two, and, right? And then let's get a pitch bend. Yeah, something like that. This is a very simple bass right now, but with like simple analog waves, I've been finding you can get really interesting tones by you know, processing to get them together and doing all this really. John says try taking the smartwatch off. Okay, let me put that in my bag. Although you don't have a smartwatch, so I don't know why that's a thing. Yeah, so we're gonna mix them together, add some noise, add some like phase modulation or maybe amplitude modulation, and see if we can get this like super thick and chunky. Let's get some sidechain going. So let's do the Live 8 compressor. For whatever reason, Live 8's compressor works a lot better for a sidechain because it doesn't click so hard. and we're going to do this and call this SC rack. Oh, SC rack. And then I've got a trigger birthday party sidechain trigger rack, which is already by default to the kick and snare. But I mean, we don't, the default ones that I use for the kick and snare. Cole says, try taking your clothes off as well. You know, it is getting a little hot. I'm not doing that. Yeah, so I've got a kick going for her on the floor. And we're just going to link our side chain just to get a nice little buzz. Yeah, and then that I can already hear that this needs to just decay a little bit quicker. Cool. And then now we just need to make this really chunky. So let's hear what happens if we just distort the crap out of it with those two harmonics together. That's cool-ish. And then I think that this is just gonna need to like get the right kind of fuzz. It's got a wavetable right now. Let's add a noise and make you go like way down, and we'll try and phase modulate. Maybe phase modulate that upper harmonic too. That's cool, kind of. Let's try and get them to play a little bit nicer together. Maybe we can phase modulate the lower one, or amplitude, or not. That's frequency modulation. The shift there. What happens if this goes up another octave? So this might be something that I can modulate over time. Let's get sounding good with this. That sounds like butt. Oh, that is cool up there. We're making progress. Let's try and see if we can get this saw wave sounding a little bit cooler. Am I wearing pants with the metallic zipper? I like how John's like narrating in the in the comments right now. That's what real partners do. So let's make this somehow a little bit more interesting. We can try and get some filtering going. Maybe cutting out some of the harsh harmonics of that saw wave will help us a little bit. Ooh, that's cool. So when I have this sync in between values, it's like not quite exactly right. There's like a little jump at the place where it turns, where the cycle repeats, and that's adding like a nice little bit of crunch. So I'm gonna start there. That's cool. Let's add some. What is it called? Multipass, which is kilohertz's kind of multi-band processing. We can mess with this later to see if we can get any cool effects out of it, but really what I want to go to is this thick rack, which is basically an internal version. Wow, that is very loud. It's an internal version of my external thick rack that I have put together, which has the their OTT in it. So this is kind of like my answer to Serum's post-processing with their multi-band, because they have their own version of OTT and multipass. But this is kind of good. Let's see if we can mix it. I think that's good. Let's try and find some filler basses, because this is basically going to do this. And we can add some crazy modulation to that later. This needs to be shorter, I think. And then, John, if you know of any patches that we have that would be really good for fillers, let me know. Otherwise, I might just go into one of our presets, which, if you don't know, we have some presets included in FazePlant because we've been working with the guys at Kilohertz, guys and girls, I'm sure. Just the guys people on the email have been guys, that are included in the new user library. So if you kind of search for birthday party, at least I hope it'll show up, unless it's not in the tags or whatever. But you should be able to search. Aha, right here, birthday party. This oh, you can do that. Buy birthday party. So see, some of these are from user and some of them are from other things. So this is Screechy AF Neuro Bass. Let's hear what that sounds like. Let's see what kind of wow, that has some shit. That's not weird enough, I think. I think that can be fun. Overtone sustain bass. Ooh, that's actually really fun. Just something weird is going on with that top end. Cool. Let's resample some of this and find some little bits that we can save. So what we're going to do is just hold out a root note. Resample some of the ones we did for FazePlant. Oh wow, you actually did exactly, or said exactly what I did without seeing your comment. So that is that. Let's dial this in a little bit. So let's do this, and we're going to play this through. Turn on this plus sign on the top, which is MIDI arrangement overdub. You can see it on the bottom left. And what that's going to do is as I record, it's going to record any additional MIDI information, but it's not going to overwrite what's there. So if I do this, I can now do this, show automation, and this has recorded my lane. And let's just do simplify envelope, which I love this feature. And then this one, let's actually just turn all of the FM amount down. And then wavetable position, we can just do this again, record it. And the point is I'm trying to get a bunch of like random shit that I would not otherwise be able to plan. John, oh my God, you're killing me in the comments. Let's do this. One. Cool. And then let's simplify this envelope and see if that's actually doing anything good. Wow, that is doing way too much. I really like that. Let's just tweak this a little bit over time. Record. Cool. And then why are you so... You're just very... Cool. I think this is good enough for me to work on, so I'm going to do my old little trick where we are going to first do a tape stop effect. And again, for anyone that's just joining, we are trying to resample a bass into something to use as a filler. Never knew about that. John never knew about the simplify envelope feature. Yeah, it's good to get you like where you are trying to aim for, and it does a pretty good job. Let's do that again. Simplify. And so what I'm going to do is make a tape stop effect. So echo, let's turn the low pass filter up, high pass filter down. We're going to turn your echo or the dry wet all the way up and sync off and feedback at the echo time at 1% and the feedback at 0%. So feedback at 0 means there is literally one repetition. We're at 100% dry wet, so it's only playing the first repeated sound, and it's 1 millisecond. So we're really hardly going to hear it. It was only because of that first one, but what happens when I move this is that it's going to pitch, because by default echo is set to repitch when you change the delay time over time. So look what happens when I do this. So let's get a couple of these going, and we're just going to duplicate you. 3 of them. So we'll leave one of you fine, and then we'll do this one. Just record. Cool. So that's decent. I'm noticing that we're getting like a little bit too much like crunchy highs, and I'm afraid that it's going to make the sound a little bit less usable. So if we can automate like some kind of auto filter, maybe use a different thing with a little bit of drive. Ooh, that needs to come down in utility. Boop. Utility. Compensate. Let's just do this ahead of time. Cool. So that will give me a little bit more stuff going on. Let's record. Cool. So that's making a lot of weird shit. Now let's go ahead and start resampling these. So the input is going to be from number, no, external in is going to be from 5, phase plant, and it's going to be post effects, input, and then we're just going to record. Oh, wow, and you need to come down a little bit more. Oh, that's dumb. That was, you know. Cool. Okay, so this guy, let's record. Cool, and now we're going to get some really cool glitch effects on this, but I'm not done. We are going to further resample and try and find some cool shit and see if we can get some interesting sounds. So what we're going to do is take some creative effects. We're going to start with multipass, which is a multi-band effect processor. It's the one that I used as a snap-in in Faceplant. And what we're going to do is load up some interesting, complex effects and see if we can get anything cool out of here. That's actually really cool. Okay, so let's insert an audio track. Your audio is going to be coming in from bloop bloop.
Make your music stand out, get more views, and way more engagement. Bring your music to life. Get Music Visualizer in every format, even for social media. Get started today. The link is in the description.
Bloop. Number 6 in post effects, and now we're gonna record. Oh, that's not even recording. Am I dumb? Cool. Didn't sound as cool as I wanted second time around, but we're just gonna chuck this up here and load to another one. Oh, and all these have these, all these have different things that I can. Yeah, I'm not huge on that. This is a lot of. Wow, okay. There's a lot of experimentation. So I'm not getting a lot of that mechanical. Ooh, I really like that. Okay, that's gonna be a favorite. Let's gonna mine. Just saving that in mind so I can know to come back to later. Let's record this guy. That is so sick. Okay, I'm glad I got some good shit about there. Let's find one, see if I can find something filtery, and then that'll be all the shit. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna comb through all those different things and try and find like a few little bits that will be. That's cool. Cool. So this is like, this is shit that I will never, ever, ever be able to, Oh, John asked what the glitch plugins were called that we bought and never used. A, they were $10, okay. B, I don't remember them off the top of my head either. But I can see them if I find them. I don't have all that many plugins. Quadravox, that's not it. Let's see. Where are you? And we're going to use one of them right now. Fracture is definitely one of them. I think that might be the only one that I actually installed because it was the most useful sounding. But this is just another effects plugin that's highly interval-y, and so it's going to get like really weird stuff. Yeah, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to record. Come on. We're going to record and cycle through at the same time. So really? It won't let me record and cycle through at the same time. That is so bogus. Oh no, it's just not letting me move at all. Really? Wow, you are garbage. That's why I paid $10 for you. Oh, wow. No, I'm so dumb, and it's not even doing anything right now because it's not on. Okay, let's try this again. Cool. That's enough. And now what I can do is turn this into auto instead of in, drag this guy out, and I've got all those many repetitions all saved. So we can use this whole thing as a garbage bin of glitches to use. So if we go back to what we had this little drop, and remember I had a little stab on it, a stab on the downbeat, which should probably go into the sidechain rack, sidechain bus, SE bus, and then this is gonna like repeat again like that, and there's gonna be glitch and glitch there, right? Making sense. I wasted $10 on a glitch plugin. Oh my god, shame on me. Anyways, so let's find some of these sounds. We need to turn off fracture because of course it's going to automatically make noise. So let's do that. That is one good one. Let's make a audio track for usable stuff. Bam. Cool. These are some useful ones from like the original thing. And then let's find some other good ones. That's cool. Would definitely have to mess with the stereo on that. That's cool. Ooh, that's cool. Right there. That's cool. Like, I would never be able to make this on my own. And that's like, these are not even cool listening to that. That's gonna be cool for a little texture. That could be a fun little like a little turnaround. Bwah, 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 bwah. Whoa. Dude, some cool textures in here. That's cool. Those will probably get sped up. That's cool. Cool. So now I'm honestly, just for the sake of my own sanity, gonna delete all of you because I just went through and picked all the coolest stuff. I now have a gigantic smattering of glitches to pick from that are all super usable. And we're gonna turn them off so that we don't bleed into them. And let's find some things to fit. So I need like a something like that, which I feel like one of these might be that, and then we'll just need to get like the timing right. So if I consolidate you, then I can do something like this. And then we just need to make sure you do it. Oh, you need to be on, of course. And then let's make this whip kind of come at like the wow bop, like the upbeat. It's on like a 16th note, so it's a little bit rhythm and a little bit on purpose. This is getting a little bit too noisy, but I like it. So let's take the noise down a skosh. And then we're going to actually keep our graveyard in one separate thing. And we're going to have this be in a new one so that I can probably thicken everything up. We're going to need a couple layers probably because I need something like a little bit less thick to like layer on top of this. That's cool. And then this is just going to have to get high passed. Let's add a EQ8. Those some really airy ones would sound great with some add muscle. Yeah, I would have grabbed very different ones out of there. Yeah, I mean, it's all like subjective what would be useful for you. So this guy, and that, I don't want that end. I just want this as like a little bit. And this will probably be on that. Let's make this a little bit shorter and add a little bit of reverb. We can just thicken this up. And I have this thick rack, which if you've seen our other workshops, I just kind of throw on shit and it thickens things up. I don't know exactly what I did, but this is going to give us a chance to redo it even better. Let's use a wavetable and use like a saw wavetable because there's like a bunch of them. And like this dephased saw can get really fun. Like boop, 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 boop. Let's really quickly try and save our momentum. That's already almost there. That's the meat and potatoes of it. Let's do distortion on here. And then we need this, for sure need this multipass with my user one called Thick. Is this not as low as it used to be? Where's all my high end? EQ8, just so I can see the spectrum. Yeah, it's just got a really overpowering mid harmonic. And then that needs to go way down. This is actually coming out a lot cleaner than I had it previously, and I'm super cool with that. Let's just add a little bit of noise, like the tiniest bit of noise after this. Okay, so let's try this again. We're going to save, and we're going to add our thick rack on here. I'm so glad that I did all that resampling. I would have lost so much if I didn't like do all that work in the resampling. That was great. Phase plant does not recover from crashes super well. John, thanks for lying on stream. Oh, and that low end is garbage, which means we need to add a sub. And then let's get some of that. Ooh, that's gross. We need to... let's see if I've got a sub... sub BPY. There we go. Punchy serum sub. Love that. And let's just make this a G and a little short note and get rid of everything but that. And you've just got like... Oh, that's way too low. Way too short. So let's do a one glitch and then a vocal chant here. So something that Company points out in his tutorials, as far as like fills, is having like multiple different things filling, like effects fills, thin things and like thicker things and drum fills. So like that is going to be the thick thing, and then this is going to be the thin thing. And then I want to find like some kind of like vocal that's like a so I've got this collection in Ableton. Alex says he likes this bass better. That resonance is dope. Yeah, I appreciate that. I think this is a little bit cleaner, being that I'm using a little bit less noise, and I'm just using that dephased saw to get my like difference. Like what we do is we like use distortion and noise and a little bit of FM to get complex waveforms out of like really simple waveforms. So anyways, so I've got this little label. It's like this turquoisey green label in Ableton. If you don't know, you can say if I'm going through and I'm finding kicks, and I find a kick that I really like way down here, that one. I'm gonna save this, right click it, and then click this label so that I can go, and if I like this is shit to use later, I can just search kick in here, and I know that there's going to be a kick, and then there's like another, I'm sure these are just phrases actually.
Kicking it up.
Kick. Oh, that's actually a pretty cool phrase. I can just get like a kick.
Kick it up. Kick it up. Kick it up. Kick it up. Kicking it up.
Let's see if this sounds good. Hi. That's not like as like hype as I would want to.
Kicking it up.
I need it like really hype.
Can I kick the funk? Come on, kick the funk. Can I kick the funk?
Yeah, this is unfortunately one of those packs that has like everything that people use.
First, you got this. We gonna do it straight out of New Orleans, so we. Everybody in the club, everybody in the club, tag down. Make that booty go around and round. Come on. Ooh. First, you got ooh. First.
There's gotta be something in here.
Put your hands up. Got to put your hands on your hand. You got
then, but we'll just make that go way down. So we're just finding something that's not even gonna be like really super crazy in the front of your attention, but it's like gonna be like a damn. It's gonna almost sound like he's saying damn. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So then this is my phrase. If you're going to actually select, you piece of shit, Ableton. Let's make sure these glitches are off. And then we can find something else for here. Yeah. That's got to be faster for sure, but that's what I want. Oh, chin you. Yeah, that's gonna be sick. It's like it's not even like. Let's make this a little bit more in time. Oh, chin you back. Oh, chin you. swap these two, and I think we're there for that little edit. That is sounding cool. But okay, so now what we need to do, I think, is we need to spend some time on the drums. Any feedback? Turn into Speed House, Axel Boy, so we can go 140. No, if I wanted to make it like if I wanted to make it what do you call it? If I wanted to make it like Axel Boy, I would just put like an auto filter on this guy and then like have it be like in time quarter note. Or eighth note. That's exactly that going on, because it's like a boom, 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 boom. That's like what Axel Boy has. I mean, I could spend more time in it and like actually completely rip off Axel Boy, but we're not going to, because I respect the dude. Nothing else in the comments, but it's fine. So we're gonna make the drums a little bit more interesting. So the problem with this is it's very simple in its rhythm. And we're going to go back to 128 because and I just need like little bits of like like a little bit of like a little tom or something like that. And I don't know if I'm going to see if I can put this in like another drum rack. And we'll see if we can get away with a tom, or if we can do like do like another kick. So let's do a kick and just find something random. Let's go down. And just make this like way short, a little bit of fade. John, give me some comments on the rhythm of this, because I'm not 100% sold on it, but I think what's missing is a little bit of like percussion, because like I'm gonna try and add like the least amount possible to like give that little bit of swing and that little shuffle. But as far as like going this, just adding a little bit of thump there. And this is like even, it's like a whole kick, so we can probably just take out the low end here, like the very low end. Because right now we've got the basicest sample like drum loop here too. You can't tell on phone speakers, John, then put on some fucking headphones. I was trying to do that like distorted voice, but I don't think I clipped that much. I was probably just speaking like a weirdo. Yeah, there would be some really cool lasery effects, which we can probably find in here. Let's get a tuner on here so we can see if that's in tune, because that one's really interesting. Tuner. Yeah, bro, you wanna do that? Let's do this. We're getting there. That's actually a really good way to get something to tune easy, or for you to tune easier by ear. Is to tune it up. So right now I can hear it's a F, F sharp, and we want it to be a G. That's actually not doing anything. I'm not gonna mess around trying to tune this thing, because that's being dumb, and we're gonna try and do that. Let's actually do this. Let's resample echo. Let's resample some effects out of this thing, because what I can do is make this not synced, and that and more feedback. Yeah, so let's try and get you a few different versions, and we'll like bump you up an octave. Oh, that's weird. I want something that's gonna be like kind of like spacey, and like something to add on this tournament. This is great. Let's make you just shorter. And doop, doop. And then you're just gonna do this. Let's make you a little bit longer. And just make you start. And then we resample into here. Let's change you to external in from number 13. And since we are at an hour, we are going to move on to a build-up. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's just do this one. And let's just, for shits, do this one. That's too much. Cool. All right, then let's turn off this echo. And we're just going to add this kind of at the end. We don't really have effects. We've got a lot of garbage in the graveyard. Let's make an effects bus, FX, and add you here. Da da da. Let's add some OTT on this. And then we'll cut up all the highs. Boop. Cool. So we've got a little bit of a drop here, and that's fine. So now let's try and make sense of this. So I don't really remember what this sounds like, but cool. So that's actually, I like that. Let's make this an intro. Start going with like a really rough. This can be like when it starts to get like a little bit more interesting. So that's too much variation in there, but I'll worry about the kind of arrangement. Let's just use the regular one for now, and we'll consolidate you, Command J, Control J rather, loop, and zoot, 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 boop. Okay, cool. Okay, and then I've got all this shit. That's actually kind of cool as like a really low layer. So let's get these all in the sidechain bus. Of course, I'm sure later we're gonna be busing these further inside, but they've all got to be sidechained right now. And then this is on something that's got a waves tune on it set to G minor. But I don't think that I'm close enough for it to actually make sense. And then I think that I can probably just touch up the tune on this one. And just transposition, and I'll take this little chunk and just go down like that. Let's try that. Wow, too much horn stab. Goodbye. Way in there. Yeah, so that's going to be a very small version. Right? Let's compress. We don't really need OTT, just kind of compress it and we can reuse this serum sub. Someone please check my music theory that G minor is 2 flats or 2 sharps or whatever. Hey, we got drop heads in the house. What's up, Jaka? Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Yeah, so I like that. Doom doom ba doom boom 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 ba doom boom boom boom. So I want to give this a little bit of a decay, a shorter decay. That's cool. That's cool. And then that's still not going to affect. Control S to save. Always. It's 2 flats. Thank you, Demetrius. 2 flats, 2 sharps, same thing. And then doom doom ba doom. Doom doom doo doom. So it's that note. But let's just go up. Boom boom ba doom. Boom. And then this can start way down. It's actually like really loud, and that's not even like the main vocal chop that I wanted to use. I wanted to use one of these.
Oh yeah.
No, it was one of this guy. This guy's the one that I wanted to use. You're gonna be turned off. There's a lot of junk at the bottom of this whole project. Let's get you out of the sidechain bus because I don't know why you need to be in there. So what we can do. So let's do this instead. Let's put a simpler in here, and we're gonna put this on a simpler so that we can put it on MIDI to be able to play out some notes. So simpler, drag this guy in, and let's see how that goes. Slice time. Let's turn the sensitivity down. So slice is going to slice this into, cut this at where it assumes you want it to cut the track, and add these little points. So let's do this. Oh, I can't do that, can I? Okay, let's just delete what we don't want. Delete. And then, oh shoot, okay, so I need to make sure this goes down 14 semitones. Semistones? I'm semi-stone. 14, so negative 14. Oh, not pitch envelope. And then we need to make sure that this is gated. And now slice by transient, yes, but we want it to be warping as pro and formant. Yeah, no, that sounds like but. So now that we can add, what did we have on here? We had a little bit of overdrive, And then let's add a little bit of OTT, but not all the way, just a little bit of OTT, a little sprinkling of OTT. That's going to be a nice little instrument for us to play. So rather than this, wow. That's actually really That's cool. So it's like, I thought I was the only one, but That's gonna be cool. And then let's give you a little bit. You can be in here where the vocal shot. Okay, let's tame some of these harmonics just so that into the OTT. That's actually really cool. So let's try this in time. Yeah. That's close. Bum, bum, bum. That's sick. Oh yeah, that's good. I like that. And then this is going to be a quicker version. We're going to try and get a drop in here before. And then, so I want to go. So what I'm going to just do is show the automation of the transposition of this. Because right now I can't transpose individual bits. Check in the chat. Make sure that there are no questions. And there are none. Cool. Means I'm either really concise or boring people to death. Either of which are sick. So we're negative 14 already. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. How did I get that first time? In fact, I think I like it every other one, just so that there's not too much going on. It seems a little busy right away, and we're going to use that more as like variation. Yeah, there. Okay, cool. So just that, I just need to be aware that I need to automate or duplicate this, this a little bit more. And then this is going to be where the snare build comes, and we're going to actually cut out this extra time. Cut time. You need to cut it. Let's get like a 909-ish type build. And I have already got some writing tools in front of me. Let me make sure that I can still see that I'm live and I'm not missing things in the chat. Oh wow, I'm just hearing myself weirdly. Cool. We're gonna keep going, see how far we can get. I want to get up to this drop. Let's see if I have any snare builds. BPY 808 snare build. That could be exactly what I need. That's kind of cool. This is not the type of snare that I want, but it's the type of build. Actually, no, it's not even actually really close to what I want. Let's just do it from scratch rather than using my fancy schmancy Ableton clips. Thanks for tuning in, Colt. Peace out. Let's find a good snare. Let's try Vengeance Pop Essentials again. Snares. Honestly, that guy probably could be sampler. That's honestly way too short, and I wish I didn't take out that time. Insert silence. We're gonna do 16 bars. Okay. Oh, that is not what I wanted. Let's cut out 8 of those. Edit. Cut time. Actually, that is like entirely too long. That is, I mean, actually, it's not really. Boom. Cool. So now I think the last thing that we want to do is try and get this build to go. Let's try and find some long ass transition effects. I haven't been finding any good transition effects. I've been generally just like making mine. So like down sweeps, long. Actually, there's one in here. Let's save that because I want to use that, the very end of that, for something later. Let's do this. Find some long sweeps. And then we want like a clap, 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 something vocal drop. Ba, ba. Let's see if I can find some vocal hook. No. I need like a rap. Like honestly, one of these would be good.
First, you got the ain't no way. We gonna do it straight.
Ghetto funk hype vocals. No, that's not what I want. Shot and phrase.
24/7, can't stop now. All right, party people. Here's an introduction. Is anybody? Now it's about that time. Pump it up. Rock your body, roll it up, pass it around, roll it up, say smoke it up, say take money.
Dude, this is like such a lackluster vocalist. I am a little upset. Street style raps, this is gonna be good, and I haven't even gone through here, but
Yeah, getting busy in the place to be. Rock to the rhythm and we rock to tripping on acid, the tripping on toes. Yeah, we tripping on acid, the tripping on.
Clap your hands, everybody. 1 for the treble, 2 for the time, 3 to rock.
Come on, everybody, come on, come on, come on.
All the ladies in the place.
Move that body.
Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we give it to you.
get down when we give it to you. Yeah, that's good. And we can try some we don't need a, this is a sidechain rack. That's way too fast, way faster than I wanted.
Make your music stand out, get more views, and way more engagement. Bring your music to life. Get Music Visualizer. In every format, even for social media. Get started today. The link is in the description.
Yeah, Everybody Get Down is the vocal. Ba 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 ba.
Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we give it to you. Down when we give it to you.
Get down when we give it to you.
Down when we give it to you. Everybody get down when we give it to you.
Get down when we give it to you.
Get down when we give it to you. Get down when we give it to you. Get down when we give it to you. Get down when we give it to you. Get down when we give it to you. Get down when we give it to you. Get down when we give it to you. Get down when we give it to you. Get down when we give it to you. Get down when we give it to you.
Let's find something to have in here. I think I have a thing that's like a high string, BPY string. No, string pad. Synth string pad. High drone. What did I call it? User library. Okay, well there's WaveStation soft string. So this is from WaveStation, which has like a lot of like emulations of like old shitty things. So that and that's just gonna sustain out like that. Transition effects. We need transition effects down. Insert. Let's go to VFX again. Downlifter, is that what they're calling it? That's super easy. Let's just mess with the volume, not track volume, clip volume. Just have you kind of go down over time. And I think I want to add some like some crashes there. So let's see if I have like a crash rack made. And you can notice that like every time I'm doing this, I'm trying to save as much time as possible. That one, that's a solid one. So let's try and do something. We're gonna stretch these effects to make more stuff that fits, kind of like in the sense that we're like repurposing bases. Fuck you. Okay, come on. Let's just drag you, and I just picked like an arbitrary place here, and we're gonna make you loop like super close so that and then that way we can just have some like crazy like pitch envelope thing here going, and it'll be like woo. And we need to make sure that we turn you into a sampler because we need to adjust your pitch bend range to be plus minus 24. And then we'll change this to MIDI control pitch bend. And have you just go like woo.
Get down when we give it to you.
And then, okay, let's try this because we're going to be going right back into a build-up to do like the least amount of effects as possible. If we just do like frequency up here. Oh, yeah.
Get down when we give it to you.
And then here's what we're going to do here is we're going to take this thing and call this like a drop bus or something like that. I guess the intro sub doesn't need to be in there. Drop bus. And that way, this guy, we're going to help us tease our way into here. Delete. And then this is going to be like, we're going to have like an audio effect rack go here. This is only going to be on during this build up. We want to make sure you're on drop bus. Come on. Show automation. And you're only on here. And we're going to make sure that this has like way less shit going on. Maybe I can have it go for this whole time and have it slowly affect in. Or slowly like fade from nothing in. This is going to be going this whole time. And then it's going to start like way low. Oh no, that's going to stay where that is. That's the high pass or the low pass. We want the high pass. Boop. There.
Get down when we give it to you. Get down when we give it to you.
Cool. Oh, we're reconnecting. Okay. Dope effect with the pitch down downshifter. Thank you, Alex. Big Boss Daddy has spoken. So, to recap, the idea of this whole thing, I need anyone in the chat to tell me what you want me to do for the rest of the song. We got 10 minutes left, all right? We lost a lot of time resampling, and we lost a lot of time with that Ableton crash. We didn't lose a lot of time with that Ableton crash, but we lost some time.
Get down when we give it to you.
I could add some other variation to this drop, but I don't think that's super necessary. I mean, we're pretty close with it. Alex, let me know if there's something else you want me to do here. Let's make these vocals more interesting while I'm listening to it. This will come in a little bit low passed, I think. Ba ba. Bum 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 bum. Cool.
Get down when we give it to you.
And then this is going to obviously have some variation over here. And then this one, I want to do some like weird, really wobbly stuff in here. But it's got to be on a macro that I can affect. So let's see if I can do this with a slice EQ, maybe. And let's see if I can get some like really weird curve in here. And if I do this offset, let's try this again. You way up, way down. So this mix can be on and off. Let's macro that. And then do this offset to a LFO synced to 316 on the offset. Way too much. So this macro is going to control the dry wet of this whole deal that I'm going to do. In fact, I can just not do this. I can have this be the mix of this whole lane so that everything in this lane is going to be dry wetted with that. And this is my whole... This is going to be stuff. Cool, and then that's going to be like a cool little syncopated thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is fun. Dry, wet, chain. No, that's the chain of there. I want this wub to be all the way down here for previous. So and then this can be a flanger, and we'll see how that works. Yeah, dude, that is crazy. And with that, I'm going to call it because I don't even know what else I can do. What are we going to call this track? I mean, right now it's just a fire track from scratch. This one says like the vocal says only one, so like maybe only.
Get down when we give it to you.
cool. Defire Society. I'm getting a call from Alex Defire. Hey, what's up, bro? We calling it? It's 2 hours. A second drop switch up. I saw your comment about trap, but like I'm not sure how I would get that to work with this unless I made like that like a screechy thing. Yeah, let me give it a try. Cool. All right, sweet. Yep, bye. Yep. All right, we're going to stay on enough to give this a trap drop, and we're just going to move it up. Let's actually just like, so I don't, because I like what I have right here, and I don't know if it would be worthwhile to trap it up right here. Let's go here and copy all this, and this is kind of like our strategy for like working on like second, second drops. So let's add a, we need like a version of this that is not that one. We need to get this one completely. Man, Alex, it's so late. You're killing me. I really gotta. Let's try and just like make this go way higher. And let's make this just super detuned. That's like, this is so this is gonna be that, and then we need like a big ass 808, like a let's just do it in Serum, and it's gonna be fat doom, boom. And then we need more of a trappy pattern. That is just a kick rack. Wait, what are you? You need to be trappier. We're trying trap. See, some actually missing it. Things like that. That most producers don't really take into considering when instruction a full song. They get kind of lazy. I for sure feel you, and we've done a lot of halftime switch ups and stuff. I'm just kind of going on the under pressure of doing like a completed idea in one, and you know, just making a complete idea. So I didn't really have a whole second drop really planned. There we go. Boom. Bum, bum, bum. That's actually really sick. But I need to make this bass very crunchy. So let's just make this that short and loop you and blah, 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 blah. We're going trap, guys. So says Alex. That is not a triplet. That one would be the triplet. And then I'll figure that out. But we got to get a bass in here. And this whole kick that's going on here is bad. I like how it's still ducking at that tempo. That is, what are you and why are you so? Maybe we'll have to do the same type of pitch bending in here. So that we're using the pitch bend for something, so I gotta do like a tape stop on this guy. This is dope. Things is that. Okay, cool. And then cool. That's it for me. I'm going to play this one last time just so y'all that have totally played this are skipping to then. So the track is not a trap track. The track is a house track, but Alex wanted trap at the end, so we're good. And this is what we've got. If you're in the Midwest, that is not supposed to be playing right now. If you're in the Midwest, come to Birthday Party's birthday party on March 20th, please. It'll be a lot of fun, and it's free at Soundbar, which is a legendary club.
Get down when we give it to you.
Cool. That's it. I'm Brian from Birthday Party. Hit us up on the feedback streams and shit. Can't believe we put together 2 hours including Ableton crash. Yes, that Ableton crash was a bitch, but I still love you, Ableton. It's all good. Good night. No, you guys are up there. Good night. Keep up the hard work and all that shit. Bye. Drink water. Wash your hands.